Number one, it's saved me money on gas. Number two, it's helped the environment.
Donnie Wynn has owned a Tesla for the last 2 years, and he knows when it gets cold, he won't be able to drive his electric vehicle as far on a single charge.
I don't like it. I don't know, is it the right choice to drive EV in the cold weather or live in a cold state?
When everything breaks at the seams and you feel like you're losing belief. And damn it, you just gotta stay strong when it all falls apart and goes wrong. When you feel let down and so lost, and it feels like you can't hold on. Well, damn it, you just gotta stay strong. 'Cause sometimes things go wrong, and one day everything's gone, but you can make it out and move on. So damn it, you just gotta stay strong.
The electric vehicle. Ah, what can I say about that? They say we're trying to save the environment, reduce the carbon and all that. Are we truly trying to save the environment? No. This is not something that's helping to save the environment. It is literally going to cause problems down the line and create other pollutions that, basically we're not looking at right now. Because basically those batteries, look at how they're manufactured, they cause other dangers, especially when you're disposing of them. And also the manufacturing of the elements that you need to manufacture these throughout the world. And not even on top of it, throw on the slave labor that's making it, and we're talking children. Yeah, you can look this up. But, what we're here to talk about today, is the waste that New York City is doing. They're trying to squeeze every penny out of the taxpayers. Trust me on this. They are trying to squeeze money out of everything to pay for garbage plans. Already, we have a situation with it, and this is an MTA story. The MTA bought all these new rail cars, beautiful new rail cars, enough room to fit more people in. They're beautiful, they're nice. Most of them are sitting in the depot because they do have already problems. I don't even think the Staten Island ones are here yet.
Last February, the MTA rolled out new state-of-the-art R211 trains on the A and C lines to improve service and safety, adding security cameras, priority disability seating, and wider aisles and doors.
What does that mean for our customers? That means they'll be able to get on and off more quickly.
The MTA is already rolling the new trains into the maintenance shop.
We've had 7 in service. We pulled 6.
Transit officials say the trains were found to have faulty gearboxes, which can lead to problems with wheel rotation. This video was taken of the R211 slowly rolling past Nostrand Avenue station out of service.
Because we were supposed to get some here in Staten Island. I don't think they've arrived because of these issues. Now, the other half of the MTA story is that they expected to spend $1.1 billion on changing our buses from combustible to electric. How idiotic is this? See, there are a lot of problems that can occur with this. You're dealing with a large vehicle, and if you ever see a battery the size of what they put into the cars, you can imagine the size of them in buses, especially the double-decker ones, which is basically, were one behind the other, But New York Post had put this up. In fact, on Christmas Day, this article, and it's high utility charges could derail MTA's $1.1 billion electric bus transition. And that's the truth. The bill that they're going to get just for charging would be much more expensive than going diesel, gas. It would be cheaper for them to go that way than electric. But let's read into this. The MTA's $1.1 billion plans to buy 500 new electric buses could be derailed unless New York State's utility regulator cuts the authority's slack on its electric bill. Transit officials warn. Governor Kathy Hochul and her appointee MTA leadership have touted ambitious plans to convert the entire fleet of 5,800 to electric, beginning with the new purchase, but powering just the existing 15 electric buses cost 2 to 3 times diesel or natural gas, officials wrote on December 6th. Comments submitted to the State Public Service Commission. State law signed by Hochul last year required the PSC to reduce the impact of peak demand charges on a large-scale electric vehicle charging operators like the MTA. The commission has until December 31st to come to a decision on how big of a discount to give. But the leading solution on the table will result in far higher costs to operate on an electrified fleet when compared to the MTA's current predominantly diesel and gas vehicles, the authority warned. Such a major cost escalation will undoubtedly harm the MTA's ability to provide services, possibly resulting in cutbacks, increased customer fares, and deferrals of other customer service-oriented initiatives, the comment said. Other states give massive short-term rate discounts to EV chargers to help build demand. California, for instance, gave commercial EV chargers a 100% discount on demand charges for 5 years, the MTA wrote. But see, the thing about it is, in California, they can cut at any time, and that's what they're planning to do. You know, they're planning to control how much electricity you're going to get, because they're going to control on where you can travel. And that's the one major thing you have to think about it. You know, the one thing about the gas, you can go to the gas pump, get gasoline. Here, you got to worry if the electric grid gets shut down for blackouts to that situation. New York's proposal, in contrast, will only provide a 12% of the time and a significantly lower rates, transit officials said. To achieve those discounts, the MTA will be forced to pay a hefty price to develop sophisticated energy management capacity, it said. This adjustment will do very little to defray the sharp escalation in operating costs it would face running an electric bus fleet in New York City, officials wrote. The incentive the proposal offers solutions are wholly inadequate in reducing these existing cost barriers that constrain the MTA's ability to convert its fleet and do not even partially meet the MTA needs. A spokesman for the Transportation Authority declined further comment. Electric vehicle industry advocates have argued that the demand charges pose a substantial deterrent to widespread adoption. The charges are based on the peak amount of electricity used, no matter how long that peak was achieved. Some might come along once or twice a day to use them, but somebody not always plugging into them, said an individual knowledgeable of the PSC ongoing deliberation. We want to get those traditional demands-based rates, but when only 1% of the cars on the road are EVs, we just don't have the charging base from the customer perspective that we need to get to those usage numbers up. But see, here's the thing, and you've seen that there's a decline already in EV sales already coming into 2024. Here's the one thing in New York. What's the one thing in New York that California doesn't have, that Florida doesn't have? Winter. Winter. Think about that for a minute. How cold does it get in certain states, like including New York? Very cold. What do you think that does to batteries? Batteries that are rechargeable. I mean, hey, listen, I'll put it in this perspective. Those of you out there who have a Ring doorbell and live where there's a winter, how many times have you noticed your charge goes down, or your charge is not properly at you knew you charged it to 100% and suddenly it's 20%. This is what happens when the temperature drops. The batteries do not work 100%. It goes down.
A study by AAA found that when the temperature dips to 20 degrees and the driver is using the heating system to warm up the cabin, the range of electric vehicles could drop by as much as 41%. A spokesperson for AAA says that's because the cold drains the battery faster. And unlike combustion engines, which generate their own heat, electric vehicles rely on electricity to power the heater, which is diverted from operating the wheels.
Everything in that vehicle is running via this electricity. It's going to be taxing the mileage that you're going to be able to go because that energy is being rerouted to other places in the vehicle.
Think about that at a level of a bus. If it drops, the bus ends up breaking down in the middle of a route, in the middle, say, in the middle of a snowstorm, in the middle of a cold night on there. They would have to get a tow truck or something, a way to recharge that vehicle again. A gas vehicle is not going to do that. You can run out of gas, but you know when you're going to run out of gas to that situation. If your dial says E empty, hey, listen, I got to go to the gas station or I got to go fuel up again. You know, this is the situation people don't think about. They say, oh, it's great that we go with electric and stuff like that. It's not saving the planet. It's not saving the planet. It is causing more problems. If you out there, those of you pushing for EV and stuff like that, if you're not willing to build more nuclear reactors, more cold fusion plants and stuff like that, you will not get more people to buy EV vehicles. Or these EV vehicles will not, buses, trucks will not work properly. You know, you're going to have your issues. They look fine and dandy and they get, you're on the road, But the thing about it is, you look into the perspective how much you have to charge them or leave them on the charger. Yes, I know there's rapid chargers and stuff like that, but still, these are batteries. Think of your cell phone. Think of your ring chargers. Any smaller battery and the problems that you have with these batteries. How many times have you complained on recharging your cell phone, especially you iPhone users, that you said that it doesn't charge properly? Guess what? That same issue will happen down the line with a lot of these batteries that are in EV vehicles. Think about that for a minute. They're not perfect. And like I said before, the way these are made, they're made in China with materials out of Africa and many other places where they use child slave labor. And the thing about it is, the materials that are dug out of the ground, the elements that are used, the minerals, elements that are used are very toxic and dangerous. These kids are sitting there without any protection, and basically they're being slowly poisoned. Move the battery. You think you can recycle that battery? They tell you, well, we can recycle them. How many recycled batteries end up in landfills on a constant basis? A lot. Think of the size of these vehicle batteries. Where are they going to end up when they start getting pulled from there? And this is the same thing like with solar panels. What do you think is going to happen with the solar panels in the next, say, 20, 30 years from now? What do you think when those panels run down, where they're going to end up? The same material. These are the same materials. It's going to dirty up, our planet. It's not saving anybody. It's just making more pollution. We have vehicles on the road now that are, as far as gas and diesel, that are more energy efficient and much cleaner. Stop listening to Al Gore and what and all the little how do they call man, bear, pig things he keeps saying.
Everyone will say, "Thank you, Al Gore. You're super awesome." The end. Okay, thank you, Mr. Gore.
Because basically he has been wrong straight up and down. They want to control where you go on a constant basis because you ain't going to get far on a battery, even though they'll tell you, you can get from here to there without charging. Yeah, depending on how the weather is. Think about you're down south, somewhere where it's raining a lot and you're spinning those wheels on there. That takes up gas and stuff like that. Think of it with the battery. How much power you think you're going to generate battery to get you out of the mud or through a flood or anything to that nature? Think about that for a minute. These are not perfect devices. This is people making money off to the side when it comes to all this. They say, we got to reduce the carbon. Why? Why do we have to reduce the carbon? We've already reduced it in this country. We're at very low levels. You can't go any lower than what we are. And you may say, well, why? Well, carbon dioxide is used by plants. And guess what plants return back to the environment? Oxygen, which pretty much every life form on this planet needs. See, these are the lies that they tell you. They said, well, the earth doesn't need all this carbon. Yes, it does. If you want to keep trees alive and plants, the people say, well, we got to stop eating meat and eat more plant food and all that. But guess what? Without the carbon dioxide, you can't have plants. This is the stupidity that they put you through. All you got to do is take ecology in high school. Which they used to teach. They used to teach this stuff. They don't teach it anymore. Another subject, they used to teach in schools. Not anymore. Because they're going to go by what a former vice president had said, or an activist will tell you on that. You have guys that used to run Greenpeace, and they'll tell you. They said they're lying to you. They're totally lying. There are many people, many brilliant scientists out there that say, no, we do not need to. I mean, there are places in the world like India and China. Yeah, those places, they need to reduce. But they're not going to, because basically that's where we get most of our products from. Understand that. They need that energy to produce it. You can reduce it properly. It is possible. But to the way the world uses certain products, batteries, and stuff like that, it's not going to happen. It's not going to work. That is the problem with the situation. And here's the other part of it. It's going to keep poor people poor. Those in the third world country will never come out of being a third world nation because of that. They will never get their industrial revolution because there are greedy people out there that are taking away from that. So comment in the comments below. Tell me your thoughts on this. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share. Hopefully today's the day I've earned your subscription because we're almost at 1,000. Hopefully we've already reached it. I mean, we're just right there. We're on the echelon of getting to 1,000 subscribers. I thank those who have already. I thank channels like Culture Casino who have helped push us into there. Another one, Griffin, that's also has helped push it on certain chat lines, and many others. Thank you for those who have subscribed from the Culture Casino channel. Be sure to check his channel out for some great content. He's got, he has this, his 6-minute daily, and many other, he's got the Sunday night show and many other programming and stories that he discusses. So do check that out. So until next time, thank you for tuning in, and bye-bye now.
Thanks for watching, commenting, and sharing this video. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe as this helps the reach of this channel. Finally, as a content viewer, you have the ability to help support this channel as new internet laws around the world will diminish our reach and affect our sponsors. If you choose to help, there are 2 ways listed in the description below. The first link will lead you to a pay site where you can make a monetary donation. The second will lead you to our gear shop where you can buy shirts, mugs, and other gear. Discounts will be listed on the site. Once again, thank you for watching and your support.